Nobody seriously challenged the choice of venue. Parking and navigating would both be easier than in the jumbled tourist-thronged streets of Keswick, and the place had a good garden. They could stay all afternoon. It was a Wednesday, and none of the usual evening drunkenness was to be expected. Some people would fit the whole thing into a long lunch hour. "It's only a tooth," Angie insisted to herself repeatedly during the drive. It didn't exactly hurt, although she was aware that every time she opened her mouth the stump reacted to the incoming air. Russell strove to distract her by pointing out various features along the road. Once they had passed Ambleside, the A591 ran unimpeded northwards all the way to Keswick. The unassuming little Thirlmere on Angie's side of the car was only sparsely dotted with visitors in the scanty parking areas that mostly had to be paid for. The day was dry, with hazy cloud. "Bicuspid," she said, suddenly. "Excuse me?" This was a recent affectation on Russell's part, copied from an American B&B guest. He relished ridiculous idioms wherever he found them, and adopted them as his own, in some cases. "The tooth. It's a bicuspid. I've been trying to remember the word for the past 7 miles. "I thought that was something to do with one's heart." "Oh, is it? Now I'm confused." "We can ask Ben to Google it," said Russell automatically. "Don't let me smile," she begged him. "Can we arrange a signal for you to stop me?" "I'll scratch my nose," he said, "although I think you can risk a bit of a smirk, if not a fully-fledged grin." "As if a wedding on its own wasn't bad enough," she grumbled. "I'll be remembered forever as the crone at the feast, the wicked godmother at the christening party. There's one in every fairy tale." "Charlotte Rampling in Melancholia," agreed Russell with a happy sigh. "How I do love that film. It's so outrageously true." "Nobody remembers the groom," said Angie randomly. "I wonder if Christopher's feeling a bit left out." "It comes with the package, the groom being in the shadow, so to speak. But I've been wondering the same thing, now you mention it. Where did those boyish smiles go? I haven't seen him look really unworried for a while now." "It'll be the job, and the baby." "And getting married. He never was very good with responsibility, not that I mean to criticise." The Straws had known Christopher Henderson from the day he was born. They remembered the little boy and the teenager he had been, before he took off on a prolonged spate of travelling, acquiring and discarding a wife along the way. Now he was back at the centre of their lives. They were enjoying getting to know him again. "He might be worrying that he'll mess up this marriage like the first one," mused Angie. "Do you think?" "I hope not. This time he's got our girl's happiness in his hands. He'd better get it right." Angie was watching the picture book scenery and wishing the day was over already and her tooth fixed. "I'd actually rather it would hurt more, then I could demand a bit of sympathy. As it is, nobody's going to be remotely interested." "Nor should they be. This is not our day, old girl. Just remember that." Their daughter was wearing a garment that Angie thought of as a midi dress. It went a few inches below her knees and appeared a trifle heavy for high summer, but it made her look tall and slim and carefree. It was a shade of light brown that Angie could find no name for, with flashes of white here and there. Very short sleeves and a low neck gave Simmy a subtly virginal look, which Angie found disconcertingly moving. At 40, it was no longer correct to think of Simmy as a girl, but Angie and Russell were not even trying to shake the habit. Christopher Henderson, the groom, was an inch taller than his bride, almost as slender, and exactly the same age. The two had met on the day they were born. Nobody would dream of using the word incestuous about their relationship, but it was undeniable that they had a great deal of background in common. He wore a pale grey suit and a pink tie, which made him stand out amongst the small crowd of guests who, on the whole, had not taken a lot of trouble over their clothes. His hair had been cut shorter than quite suited him, but the subtle flashes of auburn were still there.